Now joining us to talk about the triumph of Anuoluwapo Opeyori is a sports journalist, of course, one who is vastly experienced with different sports in Nigeria. Dare Kuti joins us this afternoon. Good afternoon to you and welcome to In the Game.
Yes, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be on the show this bright afternoon.
All right, let's talk about Anuoluwapo Opeyori. I mean, whenever he goes for a tournament, especially on the African continent, he's poised to deliver medals, and he has not failed this time around. What do you make of his dominance in African badminton?
Yes, whether we like it or not, currently, Anuoluwapo is the best African player in the singles, and he has continued to dominate the African scene since he broke in. That was in 2019 at the All-African Seniors in Port Harcourt. And if you look at his steady rise, you'll see that he has maintained this form, losing only one final in his singles. And that's a massive one for this young boy. He has shown promise. Like you said, he has been to the Olympic twice. The first time as a mixed double, as a doubles player with his peer Godwin Olofua, and this time around at the last Olympics as a singles event. So all in all, Anuoluwapo currently is the best player, and hopefully he maintains this form and becomes the first Nigerian to qualify for 3 Olympic games back-to-back.
All right, let's look at what it means for badminton in Nigeria. We know, of course, that Opeyori has been doing a lot, for Nigerian badminton. With this particular win, what do you think it means for badminton as a sport? How much of importance is this performance and title by Anuoluwapo Opeyori?
I think it has further cemented badminton as an elite sport in Nigeria. And surprisingly, this young guy, I've not seen his name in various sponsorship deals and the rest. I expected that this guy should be the face of some of our major companies who are into sports, because this will help the sport grow. It will also help the sport get more reach. When you look at this young guy, he has maintained a steady growth in the world of badminton. And I'll say the sports ministry, this is the time to put Anuoluwapo, that's the National Sports Commission. It's time for them to put Anuoluwapo on their elite program, sponsor every of his trip, so that we know that from now to the next Olympics, it doesn't have to worry about flight tickets, it doesn't have to worry about accommodation, and doesn't have to worry about feeding. He told me 1 month to the Olympics that the training they did in Germany actually helped them a lot, that if they were giving... Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you. Kuti, can you go? Kindly go on. I can hear you.
Yes, he said if they were given at least 3 months of this training program, it would have helped a lot. So I hope that the Sports Commission this time around take this young boy, put him on the elite program, send him for all the African tournament and African championship, including international championship in Europe, in order to gather points and qualify for the next Olympics.
All right, we've talked about what it means for Nigeria. Let's look at getting future stars. I mean, Anuoluwapo Opeyori has indeed earned his name in gold in Nigeria. Let's talk about the improvement of badminton in Nigeria. I mean, in para badminton we have Eniola Bolaji. In badminton we have Anuoluwapo Opeyori. What do you think can be done to further discover future stars? I mean, top guys who will come around and not have the pressure on just Anuoluwapo alone, or in the past, Dorcas Adesokwa?
Well, we already have young and prominent players who I feel will also break into the limelight. We have Victor Ikechukwu, we have Alhaji Shehu. If not for the injury this young girl, Sophia Tobanishola, sustained during the mixed team event, she will have been on the medal table in the women's single, but unfortunately injury ruled her out. When you look at the crop of young players we have now, they're actually going to give this young man, Anuoluwapo, a fight for his money. Don't forget we have one player who is currently in Dubai. That's talking about Godwin Olofu, also doing his own thing there. Himself and Anuoluwapo played in the finals of the African Games in Ghana last year. So I believe they are already replacement for Anuoluwapo in the mix, and also in the female category. Sofiat, we have Deborah, Ukeh, who are also doing well. All they need is more tournaments like Anuoluwapo, and the sky is their limits.
All right, well said. I'll be keeping tabs with that. But Dare Kuti, before I let you go, how soon do you think that would leave being a local African champion or dominating the African scene and then move on to dominate the world stage?
Sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
I said, how soon are we towards dominating the world stage when it comes to the world of badminton?
Yeah, very soon. If you noticed that during the last Olympics, Anuoluwapo played extremely well, losing his matches to the Switzerland player by just 4 points, 21-17, 21-17. The same thing with Li Feng in his second match. He also did well. What the players just need, what the badminton players need, is exposure. If they're exposed properly, I am sure we are going to make our mark at the African continent and also dominate the European scene. Look, we are doing something wonderful in para-badminton, and I feel if these young players in the able-bodied badminton federation are being supported, there are some things we cannot see online. We know how these players find their way to the African Championship and previous events. If this can be taken off the neck of the federation, I believe they will have more time and more funds to promote the younger ones and do better things.
All right, I want to say a big thank you to you, Dare Kuti, and we'll be keeping tabs with the Nigerian Badminton Federation, of course, with the backing of the National Sports Commission, and wait to see how it goes and how much of positives it will yield to sports in Nigeria. Thank you very much for joining.